Hey, Bailey, just want to know how you thought your performance went tonight, and did you know you were going to play 7 series going into the game?
Um, I guess, there were some good things, and then there were some things that obviously we'll look back tomorrow. As far as, pocket movement, some things like that, maybe I could have stepped up and got out things instead of trying to go out the back of the pocket. There's one throw that I think of, like trying to hit Baker on the left sideline going towards away from the lighthouse. Just getting on the same page with those receivers as far as like back shoulders and things like that. Um, that's stuff that, it's first preseason game. We'll learn from that stuff, and we have many practices from here until, week 1. So I think a lot of that stuff will be cleaned up, obviously. And then as far as the 7 series thing, no, I didn't know. I knew who I was going in after and when I was going in. I didn't know how long that was going to be. If it was an entire game, I'm happy with that. I want to play. But, that's up to AVP and, Maya.
Dan Roach on the left.
Bailey, you led your team on a touchdown drive to get that first score. You had, I think, a 28-yard completion to Kayshawn. Just take us through that drive, but also how much do you look at this as an opportunity for you? You've talked about that a lot in camp. Just get your opportunities and do the best you can with the reps that you get.
Yeah, that was a good drive. Definitely helps when defense plays good, special teams plays good, and you can kind of get a short field. Kayshawn made a great catch. I think that drive we obviously ran the ball in. Kevin ran a pretty good offensive line, blocked well like they did that entire drive. And then as far as opportunities, every single one of us, everybody on this team is, looking for the opportunity to go into a preseason game and kind of show what you're made of and how you can play. And as far as, I look back at certain things, obviously there might be 1 or 2 throws that, I like to have back, but I think overall it was good. I'll find out tomorrow if my assumption's right, but that's what I'm thinking as of right now.
Bailey, you talked about kind of Kayshawn tonight, but what did you see from some of the younger receivers too? First game action for guys like Jalen and Ben Baker as well.
Yeah, a lot of those guys they came in, they understood what the game plan was, they knew what they're supposed to do, they ran great routes, caught the ball when the ball was thrown to them. That's really all you can ask from receivers. Just speaking for the guys that I was in with, all those guys they played well, caught the ball well. I don't think there was any MEs that we had. Those guys played really good. I'm sure tomorrow they'll get critiqued as far as what they could have done better, what they did good, not good from the wide receiver coaches, and we'll keep improving and keep going.
Billy, right in front. Hey Billy, over the last couple of years, playing along with Mac, we've seen a lot of different instances of the fans running hot and cold about who they want to play. Like, oh, we want this guy, whether it's positive or negative. And
Yeah.
we heard some more of that tonight. Do you feel that when you're on the field, and how does that sort of shape your experience going on the field when I'm sure you hear the crowd react a certain way?
It's a little opposite as what it's been the last 2 years. When it was happening the opposite way, it really didn't bother me, and when it's happening this way, it didn't bother me at all either. We drove down and scored, so I think they were cheering after that. So that's really all you can do as a quarterback is go score, and everybody's happy.
Any other questions?
Bailey, your other quarterbacks mentioned communication on the sidelines and how you guys are trying to help each other out. Were there any tips that somebody gave you that helped you once you got back in the game that you can remember?
We had a pretty good idea going into this game as far as, what we were going to get. Both sides were, kind of playing their base stuff. Obviously, it's preseason. You don't want to show everything. But, you have those little pretty cool iPads over there that everybody comes over after the series and looks at. So it's nice to have, all 4 of us quarterbacks, rooting for each other. So as we come off the side, everybody has an iPad. Everybody's talking about, maybe we should do this next time. Maybe we should attack this guy or do this route. So, it's just little stuff like that can translate when you go back out there on the field. And like Joe's touchdown on the, the double move, we're setting up that all game. And I was like, man, I threw those out routes for you. You're welcome for the double move there. But that was a great play by him, great catch, and, great touchdown for, I guess the offense was pretty cool.
Last question here.
As the only quarterback who returned from last year, making your first performance this year, how did that communication differentiate between your time with O'Brien, your time with AVP? What was different this year compared to what you went through last?
I think it was pretty much the same. You look back to last year, a lot of it was kind of the same stuff come off the series, whether it was a touchdown or whether it was a turnover, whether it was a 3-and-out. No matter what the outcome of the series was last year, I could always come off the field and count on OB and even Mac and the other quarterbacks that we had to kind of go over that series and kind of see what some of the things that we did good and did bad at, and kind of things that we want to attack going into the next series. And I think that was the same today. It was say I was in the 3 quarterbacks, AVP and TC, all of us, kind of combining minds and looking at the last series and figuring out what we can do better going into the next series. So I think it's more the same. So I think that's nice just to keep doing that, because that helps everybody. Everybody wants to obviously go out there and play, but it's nice to have everybody be on the same page and keep going from there.